Hi guys, Jessica here and welcome back to my channel. If you've not yet hit the subscribe button, please remember to hit the subscribe button. If you've already subscribed to this channel, thank you and welcome. Today's video is actually a very interesting one that I'm really excited to put out. Actually, I'm really happy about it because I think about a year ago when we were preparing for our own interview, Chevening interviews, I remember my friends and I made a plan to make a mock interview once we're in the UK and upload it to help like the next generation of applicants, and we had all of these dreams. And yeah, it's coming actually to fruition, and so I'm really excited about it. But also I think the reason why I'm quite happy to share it is because this year's interview process, just like ours last year, is a little different from what everybody else is used to because of course, the pandemic. So applicants who are going for interviews this year are more likely to experience what we experienced than what any other cohort experienced, right? So for us, we were the first cohort to have had our interviews not physically but virtually, and this cohort is, well, most of this cohort is going to experience the same. So because of that, we thought we would make this video. Myself and a couple of other friends who are also Cheveners here at the University of Sussex came together and made this video in an attempt to help you guys prepare. So this video is the second in the 3 video series that I mentioned last week. Last week I talked about my own experience having my Chevening interview in a pandemic, and this week it's going to be a mock video showing you exactly like a real life depiction of what your interview is going to look like. I mean, I would have loved it if I was announcing what the video was without you knowing what it is, but definitely in the title below I've already put what this video is going to be about. So if you already clicked on it, that interests you, right? So obviously at this point you guys are thinking, when is she going to stop talking and actually show us the video? I'm going to leave in a few seconds, guys. I just want to say a very big thank you to the guys that helped me make this possible. So to Mavis, Mavis Braga, Akintunde, Waiza Rafique, Arafa, Yvonne, who are all Chevening scholars here at the University of Sussex. I wanted to say thank you guys so much for making this work. To Akintunde, again, you get a special mention again because you actually also helped with the editing. Basically did all of the editing for this video. I mean, I also thought I'll just give a bit of a shout out to our predecessors, to Gideon and his squad, who did the previous mock videos that people like me used to prepare for this for my own interview, and then ended up here at the Chevening Scholar. Thank you guys so much for blazing the trail and showing us exactly what to do. And now we're like in your shoes and trying to do the same for the next group of applicants. So thank you guys, yeah, for all your help. But also, guys, of course, I promise the last thing I'm going to say. Before you watch the video, just know that in the description box below, I'm going to leave other forms of resources, Facebook communities, WhatsApp, Telegram groups of other applicants that you can help prepare with, that you can do mock interviews between each other to help in your own preparation. And also some links, some really good videos that you could also watch. Basically, there's going to be resources in the description box below. And of course, if you haven't yet hit subscribe, do hit subscribe, because of course after your interview I'm going to make other videos to help you with the actual transition from wherever you're from coming into the UK for your masters, of course, when we're all happy and excited about the fact that your final award letter has come. All right, now I'm done talking. Let's watch the video. See you at the end.
Good day, Waiza. Welcome to your Chevening interview. My name is Mavis Braga Elias. I will be helping facilitate and host your interview session. I work for the Chevening Secretariat in London, and I am joined by 2 of my colleagues as well as an alumni who will shortly introduce themselves to you, and then I will walk you through what exactly is expected of you in this session.
Good morning, Waiza. My name is Arafa Mahayadine. I'm a lawyer and a Chevening alumni.
I'm Waiza. Welcome to this interview. My name is Akintunde Babatunde. I work with the British Embassy. You're welcome.
Waiza, welcome. I know that you must be incredibly nervous, and things are a little different in a pandemic, whereas usually we'll be seated together in a room where we interview you. Unfortunately, we've had to do this the best way that we can from different places in the world, but I would like you to please just relax, ensure that you just try to be as honest as possible. And so, myself, as well as the two other interviewers, will be asking you questions, and please just take a deep breath and answer as you deem fit. And to get started, I would like to first ask you to kindly introduce yourself to us and tell us why Chevening.
Thank you very much, and hello all. My name is Waiza Rafique, and I'm a practicing lawyer. I'm the founder of Waiza Rafique Advocates and Legal Consultants and the chairperson of Human Rights Center that is working under the law firm. I've also been an additional secretary of the Lahore High Court Bar Association's Committee on Gender Equality and Diversity. Chevening is an opportunity that would give me a platform to pursue my master's degree in the UK. And this is one of the most prestigious scholarships in the world. And I think that this fits the best with my career goals as well as my past work experience. That is why I think that Chevening can fulfill my desire to do my preferred course in the jurisdiction that I want to actually be in and study. And that is why I chose Chevening. It would give me the opportunity to connect to scholars from around 160 different countries of the world, having amazing leadership skills and networking skills. And I think that I possess those leadership and networking skills in my own self as well. So this is the only platform that would give me the opportunity to connect to these many people, having these skills, and pursue my master's in the UK as well. So that's a complete package for me.
Waiza, as you know, Chevening is looking for future leaders. So according to you, what are the main qualities of a leader, and tell us an instance where you demonstrated these qualities.
Thank you very much for the question. I think that there are various qualities that exist in a leader, and people define leaders in their own ways. How I define a leader is that a leader leads by example, leads by taking the step on their own and setting the path for others to follow. And I think that I have been following and practicing this leadership style in my own life as well. I would want to quote one example from 2018 when I was working as the Additional Secretary General of the Lahore High Court Bar Association's Committee on Gender Equality and Diversity, when I came across some sexist remarks in the official publication of the Bar Council. And those remarks were quite contradictory, and they were demeaning for women particularly in society and in legal profession as well. So I tried to raise a campaign against those remarks, and I could not, because I could not really understand and accept those remarks. I wrote an article in a national English newspaper about it. I tweeted about it. I used social media platforms. I used my committee's platform to raise awareness and sensitize general public as well as legal community about the remarks that said that women who, that nations that give liberty to their women are certainly doomed. And there were a few other comments as well. So by writing, by utilizing social media platforms, by agitating this matter in the committee as well, I got this issue taken up by the officials of the Bar Council, and eventually they agreed to rectify those statements. And in the upcoming publication of the official diary from the council, it was not just that those remarks were removed from the publication, but the entire content was revised and relooked, and they changed the whole track of publishing the official diaries from then. So this is how I think that I raised a matter, I raised awareness about it, and I made sure that that mistake or the wrong that I saw is actually practically rectified. So this is what I believe this is how a leader should be. And this is what I believe leadership is all about, setting examples and taking the first step. Thank you very much.
Waiza, thank you for that. And I think well done on having taken up that baton to actually rectify something of that magnitude, and well done on the results thereof. So outside of being a leader, in addition to that, Chevening constantly is looking for somebody who can take those leadership qualities and further them into networking to be able to build relationships as well as networks. Now, I'd like to understand from you, what is your definition of networking? And in addition to that, can you kind of give me a practical example in which you had been able to depict networking skills?
Networking, in my opinion, means thriving on the contacts in certain circumstances where you can use those contacts or utilize those contacts to bring social change or to construct any solutions or to fix things in the society for any purpose. So in 2018, when I was assigned a task to organize a conference, a local consultation session for a conference actually of United Nations, I think that I demonstrated my networking skills quite strongly. So I was assigned to organize a local consultation session in Pakistan for 16th United Nations Civil Society Conference on Sustainable Development Goal number 11, that is on building safe cities and inclusive cities and considering diversity and gender equality in construction and development of cities and urban development in general. So for this conference, it was important to take all the relevant stakeholders from at least the city development authorities in Punjab and in Pakistan on broader sense, but my circle of contacts or my circle of network was primarily from legal community and legal fraternity, being a lawyer. So it was a test for me in this time to develop my contacts beyond legal fraternity and to bring the relevant stakeholders on board for this particular consultation session so that they can bring their suggestions and their recommendations and the issues and concerns that they want to raise, because they were going to be the contents of the actual working paper that was supposed to be submitted in the United Nations. So it was a big task at national level as well. So with my strong networking skills, I connected with officials from Safe Cities authorities, from legislative organizations, from various NGOs as well, who have been working on gender equality and diversity. I took on board some eminent speakers as well. And by inviting them and by making them agreeing to participating actively in the consultation session, by taking all of them on board, I made sure that their recommendations and their suggestions are taken. By their active participation, some of the key concerns in Punjab and Pakistan were made part of the actual working paper. And finally, the working paper that we submitted in the United Nations had opinions from experts who've been working from decades on this issue. And that was quite helpful in putting a national narrative and national research in the United Nations as well about safe cities and communities. So with my networking skills, I think with my strong networking skills, I was able to take people who are non-lawyers on board for something which was absolutely voluntary, but which was for a social change and for social development and the betterment of my country. So this is what I think networking is all about, and this is how I believe that I have strong networking skills in order to do purposeful things in my country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So can you please tell us more about your selected courses in universities?
Thank you very much. My 3 courses and 3 universities that I've chosen are LLM Criminal Law and Criminal Justice from University of Leeds as my first preference, LLM in Criminal Law and Criminal Justice from University of Sussex as my second preference, and LLM in Criminal Justice and Criminal Law from University of Edinburgh as my third preference. I have chosen criminal law and criminal justice as my course because I think that generally there's lack of legal research in Pakistan, but within legal research, I think that legal research within the domain of criminal law is even more needed and is even more missing. And also when it comes to women practicing law in Pakistan, they hardly choose careers in criminal law and criminal justice because it is considered a manly option of career, and that is why I see the maximum gender inequality and gender imbalance in the litigants, in the litigators for criminal law and criminal justice. Because I'm a strong advocate for gender equality, and I think that this domain is the domain where gender equality needs to be encouraged even more, because all the human rights violations, I believe, are somehow related to the criminal justice system of a particular jurisdiction. So this is the reason why I think that criminal law and criminal justice is the best course for me to pursue. It also aligns with my previous work experience and my future career goals. I have been doing Program Crime Watch. I've been appearing in Program Crime Watch at the news for 2 years, in which I have been dealing with criminal cases of acid violence, of rape victims, of various financial crimes and crimes of corruption and financial embezzlements. So I think that this is the area that needs lots and lots of work. In my future, I want to make certain amendments and changes in the existing criminal justice system, and I think that I will not be able to do it unless I get an in-depth understanding and critical knowledge of criminal law and criminal justice, and a comparative analysis of various jurisdictions, not just Pakistan. So this is how this course fits the best with what I have done in the past and what I aim to do in future. And that's the major reason why I chose criminal law and criminal justice. For these universities, I think University of Leeds is offering this course in the prestigious Center for Criminal Justice Studies, which is globally known for interdisciplinary research, which would give the opportunity to interact with prosecutors and judges and criminal law experts from different parts of the world. And this center is actually a cross-disciplinary center where I would get to interact with people not only from legal background, but with sociological perspectives of criminology and various other disciplines that are related to criminal law and criminal justice, but are not legal in their true sense and spirit. So I think that this would give me a sociological, psychological, and other different perspectives as well. And being a lawyer, I think that will add a lot into me. The courses, this course has an interesting set of compulsory as well as optional modules as well, like issues in criminal law and criminal justice, critical criminology, that I think would add depth into my understanding of the major theories and concepts of criminal law and criminal justice. And I think that this is going to be the best opportunity in my life to explore various domains within the criminal law. Same is the case with University of Sussex, which is my second preference. The interesting and intriguing set of modules, including legal research, critical criminology and criminological issues, including terrorism and internet, gender crimes, hate crimes. These courses actually make a very good mix of what I am looking for to explore in order to come back to my home country and implement that. In addition to the set of modules, I am highly motivated to go to Sussex because I want to meet Professor Richard Wagler, who is a senior professor at University of Sussex, who's written a number of books, but one particular book that I'm really inspired by is Global Worldview of Criminal Justice. So in this book, he has discussed various jurisdictions and their criminal justice systems and how they have evolved and how they are working. I think that people with this understanding in depth are definitely going to enhance my perspective and broaden my view of looking at crimes and the phenomena of criminal justice. In addition to that, I think that University of Edinburgh is offering diversity of courses, and it is offering a certain level of flexibility as well, which is why I have taken University of Edinburgh as my third preference, because it gives me the opportunity to either choose research module or go for a practical work opportunity in terms of internship. So if I get to study LLM in criminal justice and criminal law at University of Edinburgh, I would have a choice of either doing research, which is offered in some other modules at Edinburgh as well. And if I do not go for research, I can go for an internship. So I think that's a unique opportunity of having practical exposure, of working at some prestigious organizations like Amnesty International or any other government department or any state department of Scotland for that matter, to have a practical experience of how things actually work in the UK. And this is quite unique and is associated with Edinburgh only, I think. So these are my reasons for choosing these three universities and studying criminal law and criminal justice in the UK. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Waiza, for giving us a background to what you've been doing and your plans to study in the UK. That we have to hold this interview virtually means that we are living in unusual times because COVID has caused disruption and all. And you being an aspiring scholar willing to study in the UK, have you had the experience of being in an uncertain situation before, like a difficult situation? How have you tried to navigate this difficult route, and how do you plan to exhibit this kind of situation, this energy when you get to the UK? How do you plan if you find yourself in a difficult situation? How do you plan to adapt? How do you plan to make the best of the situation, no matter what you get that is unexpected?
Thank you very much. First of all, I think that none of us has been in this much difficult situation before, because this is new to the world. And this is for the first time that we are all living and coping with it. And I think that no matter how much difficult circumstances get, there's always certain opportunity, there's always hope, and there's always some unique good things about the situation as well. In the COVID situation, I strongly believe that if I get the opportunity to study in the UK, it is not going to hamper my experience in any manner whatsoever, because COVID has obviously affected the world in so many negative ways, but it has taught us some new alternatives as well to live and survive. And one of those alternatives is doing everything online. So I think that in the pre-COVID world, when scholars could not have imagined attending talks and organizing things online on this much frequency and this much level, COVID has taught us to do things via Zoom and other platforms as well. So I'm cognizant of the fact that I will probably not get the opportunity to attend events in person in London for that matter, but instead of that, I will get an added benefit of talking to scholars from Wales, let's say, or Scotland on Zoom that could not have happened before in person as frequently in the pre-COVID world. So I think there's always unique kind of circumstances attached to every situation, and they're not all bad. I understand that it is difficult. I understand that it is going to be challenging, but I think that that's the new normal, and that's how we are living, and we have to live with it. In terms of my stay in the UK, I plan to stay connected to the Chevening community. I want to take my experiences and my cultural background to people from various other countries of the world. And I think that I will be connecting with Chevening scholars to organize some useful training programs and initiatives for people in Pakistan and for people in their own respective countries as well, so that we can keep working in our own countries as well on certain initiatives, even being in the UK. This was not possible in pre-COVID world. Scholars used to come to the UK and enjoy their UK experience, but COVID has taught us to be in the UK, to study and to work in our home countries at the same time. So I think that that is also something that we need to look, and there are many other opportunities and way outs. I think that I'm a positive person, and I believe that I have the ability to set priorities and sort the situations in a way that maximize the use of time. So I will be, I understand the difficulty and challenges, but I am sure that I'll be able to cope with them. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much for responding to our questions in money. So this is now the time for you to ask us questions. We've been the one asking you questions in money. So if you have any questions for us, we're happy to get your question now.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I have one question in my mind that I would want to ask from all the panelists, and that is how we are all aware of the current situation, and the current cohort of Chevening scholars is in the UK, and they are having their experience in the UK. So I would really want to know how Chevening is coping with the COVID situation, and how Chevening is facilitating and arranging for any special initiatives, considering the global pandemic, to facilitate the current scholars, and what changes has Chevening brought in Chevening's plan and program for the scholars that are having the experience in the UK at the moment. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question, Waiza. It's actually a fundamentally important question to ask at a time like this, especially given the fact that we are living in a pandemic. So ultimately, what has not been able to happen is any in-person events as such, because Chevening is very well known for facilitating and hosting various in-person events for the entire cohort to come together for networking opportunities and so forth. However, that has not been able to happen in person. So as a result, the Secretariat has come up with various innovative initiatives that have been facilitated online on Zoom, and these have been networking events. This has been gaming events. We recently had a hunt for many of the students across the UK. In addition to that, we have initiatives such as mental health facilities. We have online workout sessions for the students. But in essence, what we have been able to do is create a community online to ensure that there's no student who feels that they cannot continue to network with others from different parts of the country, as well as the UK. But in essence, to answer your question, it has been a very turbulent and difficult time. However, the Secretariat has gotten incredibly creative to make sure that the students can still feel connected to one another and have networking opportunities and meet some phenomenal, figures across the world. So it's been a unique opportunity to look at different ways in which people can connect. So it's a wonderful question, and I can guarantee you that the Secretariat has done its utmost best to make sure that some creative events can actually be facilitated. But nonetheless, Waiza, thank you so much for taking time out to actually have this interview with us. I trust I will be able to get back to you in due time. But this has been your Chevening interview, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, all the panelists.
Thank you.
All right,
guys, that was the video. I hope you liked it. Remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And see you at the next one.